You're listening to Lyfe and Shyt. I'm Daneyel Walker.
And I'm Tommy Walker.
Join us as we talk about our journey overcoming fears, boundaries, marriage, family, lifestyle, business, and whatever other shit you can think of.
We're individuals that came together to create one unit with one mind and one goal. When I come off the top, sometimes I don't cop. The feeling of being with you is just so...
I'm going to go ahead and stop. You right there. Have no fear. I would never, ever, ever let you go there. Not on our podcast, my dear. But me, on the other hand, I have rhymes all the time. I go very hard. Never soft. Always going.
Okay. So,
I got bars.
You got bars. So it's funny because I was feeling inspired by the little kid movie I was watching the other day. It was a movie about this little kid that wanted to be a rapper, and he was freestyling, living in Germany. And it made me think about that one time that I wrote raps.
I never heard this story.
Yeah, like it was
one time you wrote raps, or the one rap you wrote.
No, I think it was one time.
Honestly, remember that one time? What cousin was this?
So of course, my cousin's in Far Rockaway. So so between shout out to my cousin Rosie. Rest in paradise, Rosie. Rosie made everybody a rapper.
Oh, that's funny.
So if you wasn't rapping or dancing, you know what I mean. It was like you were just a cheerleader. So I had to do something.
That is too funny.
Yeah, so we was rapping. I remember the line. It was like, you get hit up in your sweater from the chin up.
Boy.
That's all I remember.
Oh boy. That's hilarious.
I was like 13 years old.
Oh my. Yeah. I too was a rapper at 13. You know my story.
Exactly.
I was new.
You did a talent show though.
No, that was not a talent show. We moved around a lot as kids, and I ran for treasurer.
Okay, yeah, that's
and,
right. And it was a political thing.
Yep, and everybody got on stage and they said their speech, and this was a school that I had only been going to for about maybe a month, and I was running for treasurer, and I'll never forget it was against this girl named Pebbles. Right, Pebbles was so cute.
That was her real name.
That was her real name.
That wasn't her rap name.
That was not her rap name. She was a rapper. This was a rapper thing. She was just going as a treasurer. I don't even remember her speech. She just stood there and just was like, "Hi, I'm Pebbles," and everyone was like, "Ah," and I was like, "Damn!" And then so I got up there. No one knew me, so of course when I first got up there, everyone just like, yay, cheer, like, who is she? And then at the end, everyone was like, oh shit, like she did that. Like,
what you remember any of the lines?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I'm the treasurer.
Yeah, it was like, vote for me and you will see. Yeah. I'll count all your money all quickly. I'll make sure that we get all the snacks. Yep, I'm what's happening. That's a fact. Yeah.
You actually remember it?
Yeah. Cool. I wrote that. I wrote, erased, I wrote more. And
we might have put that on a t-shirt. We might have put that on a t-shirt.
I literally performed it in front of people. And it was the most, like, going back to it now, it's the most embarrassing thing I ever done before in my life. I don't even know, like, how I got the balls to do it, but I just did it. It was just like, okay, I'm going to rap. And I just did it.
And that was the one thing you was like, this is all I got. It's these bars. I can't come up here and just talk normal, but I'm gonna drop these bars.
Yes, and I did. Since now as an adult with the kids, I like to play around a little bit and just like kind of rhyme a little. But I like poetry and stuff like that too. So
that's dope. But you know what? That shows how much hip hop has affected us as kids. It's part of our culture. It's who we are, right?
We all want to be rappers.
Yeah, exactly. Hip hop is who we are. Yes, so I got a question for you, Miss Rap a Lot, MC Rap sometimes. And this is serious because if you go back to our earlier episodes, if you've been following us for a while, there's an episode where I actually called Daneyel fat, and it was funny.
It was funny.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, you gotta listen to that episode.
You didn't call me fat. You asked if I'd ever been called fat. Yeah.
Well, it said Tommy asked Daneyel something like that.
Yeah, I
right?
should have been called fat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, go on. Continue where you're going with that.
So my question, MC rap sometime.
Sometimes I run fast. Sometimes I run slow.
Are you serious about getting cosmetic surgery?
I was.
So
So this would have been the month, remember? Because I was like, I had it all set. Yeah, okay. I changed my mind. I did.
So where are we going? Where are we going with this now?
Oh, I'm gonna work out. I haven't decided.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that. And it's funny because at this point now I'm way closer to my goal than I had been when I decided that I was going to get the surgery, which was about 3 months ago. The surgery is about $10,000. I was getting a full abdomen, breasts, all that, like BBL, all that. I was like, if I'm going to go in, might as well do it. Might as well go hard. I'm going to save the money. I'm going to bust my ass, make sure I have it. I was in.
So when did you change your mind? Because you was all in when we had this conversation.
I was. I don't know. I kind of really thought about it. I asked a couple of friends their honest opinions as well. I got very mixed reviews back.
It was like 50-50?
I would say it was more like 25% was like, do it. Like, who fucking cares? Like, I'm gonna like do whatever I want. So, like, why? Like, who cares about what people think? And 75%. And it's funny, like, even when I'm saying it right now, I'm thinking about the 75% of the people and their bodies and how they were and how they were just like, nah, fuck that. Like,
just be.
Like that. Just be you. And one person got mad and was like, that's why I hate social media, because it makes people who are perfect like you, they said, think that you don't look good. And I was like, what? Like, all those things came in and was like, social media? Like, first of all, I'm not even on social media like that to be influenced by someone. You know what I mean? I'm a grown ass woman. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't been influenced by, I know how I want to look, and I know what makes me feel good, right? And it was taking me a while to get to that point, which is why I said, like, fuck it, I'm going to get surgery then. You know what I mean? Like, if I can save the money and I have it, then I'm going to get surgery. Yeah. And it just feels like it's a short path to the goal that I can get to.
That you
know what I mean?
Had, yeah. The goal you already had set up.
Yeah. And I know I can work out and look good. I know that. I've done that.
So my response into that. So now it's like, I like, of course, like I said, when I referenced that the episode that we talked about early on when we first started doing the podcast, and again, I love you the way you look, who you are, all that stuff, right?
Thank you.
We also have a certain weight limit that you and I have agreed upon.
That's funny, y'all. This is true.
It's very true. If Daneyel and I had a conversation, if she ever reached a certain weight, then it was like, all right, legally we're done.
I don't know if that's what the agreement was legally, but when we got together, I was a bigger girl, and he said, and I quote, "This is probably the biggest that I could deal with." And I was like, really? Which to that, I'm going to say, I felt pretty damn big. I was like, this is like, I will never get here again. And to in the last, 17 years, I have never gotten to that weight again. Just to like my defense. Like I never got there again. I was like, no. So that's another reason why I decided not to do the surgery as well, is because I started to actually lose weight.
Okay. And by all means, no knock. Like there's no knock. Don't take offense to any of this that we're talking about. This is our personal experience.
Yeah. Right? I mean, what you like
is
what you like. Yeah, exactly. And you can't judge somebody on what they like, and you can't judge someone on, you can, don't get me wrong. You do whatever the hell you want. But if, if I like my body a certain way, that's how I want my body.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
and believe me, like I have had body issues since I was forever, right? And you know, growing up, I was very, very skinny, very skinny. So I was the opposite.
Which is a trip to me, because when you tell me stories about that and how, you know, you have family members that will be like, oh, you're so skinny, eat a chicken, do this, whatever. It's like, no matter what, you could be too skinny, you could be too big, you know, it's everybody always gonna have something.
Yeah, I mean, and as a black girl, to be skinny, it makes you feel insignificant, right? Like, because black girls are known to have big booties, right? Or they're known to have this or that, you know. And then you're the skinny girl, then it's just like, So growing up, I always like I literally I'll never forget the saying. I was at a fair in Gary, Indiana, with my friend who has a very big booty, and I remember these guys behind us and them saying like, hey, back door is banging Lil Mama. And then it's like, Skinny Minnie ain't bad herself. I was like, I'll never forget that.
What was you, like 14, 15 years old?
I was probably like 14.
God damn, the back door. That's that Gary, Indiana game right there.
For real. But shoot, I was skinny forever until I was literally skinny until 25, like 26, like a long time. And
shit, until I met you.
Yeah, like yeah, literally. And then I finally gained weight, and it was like, oh shit, what just happened?
Yeah, 1,000%. You moved to San Diego.
Yeah, right. Got comfortable, and then boom.
That's a trip. So you said, you know, the key thing in what you said was you had goals for your body and you tried a lot of different things, and then you were just like, all right, you know what? And I'm gonna be honest, because there's a key point in where you're missing. You didn't think about this until after your surgery. It's like when you had back surgery, because you were thinking like, all right, you know what? I will not be able to work out as tough as I did. And we know it because the doctor said you can't lift weights the way you did. You don't have the same back. So you were like, all right, well, I still have this goal. How can I achieve that goal? So. And that's what I'm saying, where people, you know, you got to really understand the premises of where we're coming from with this, because you bust your ass for a lot of years. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we've had personal trainers. We've gone to the gym. Like, I mean, we was at a point where we was going to the gym 6 days a week, right? And
sometimes two a days.
Yeah. Like, we was going hard in the paint. But we also like to eat and we like to drink. So, you know, we just basically maintained a balance, right?
Yep. And so I'm like, but when we were going hard like that, we got to a good spot, right? And then I could literally eat whatever I wanted. And that's where I like to be. I like to dwell in that little area. You know what I mean? Not, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to like mac down a whole bunch of Big Macs, right? But, you know, I could have a Big Mac maybe once every year. Yeah, like once every 3 months or something. You know what I mean? Like, instead of, like, I mean, and to me, that's a lot. Like, we probably do once every 6 months, to be honest.
1,000%. Yeah.
But you know, you work out and you feel like you can do that. You deserve it, right? It's not going to stick straight to your ass. It's like, okay, I worked out and this is going to feel good. But if you don't work out, then it's like well, in my personal experience, if I don't work out, then I feel a certain way, and I don't feel so good eating as much ice cream, and I love ice cream.
Yes, you do.
But I don't love the way my belly looks if it starts to protrude over my like into my lap. Like, I just don't feel comfortable, and I like my clothes to look a certain way, and these are the reasons why I would like think about doing surgery. And
1,000%, like I said earlier, I like the way you are, but a surgery body, God, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That shit would be banging. And like, you got a banging body now. Like,
oh, thank you.
Like, your body banging. But a certain, like, I mean, every dude listening to this, you look at a woman, you be like, you look 3-4 times, right?
It's true.
You look 3-4 times.
Yeah.
You don't just look at you and say, no, you say, okay, that was cool. And then you keep pushing. To have your wife that way, you'd be like, this is, you just heard 3 different highs.
Oh,
right?
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
So for me, you know, personally, I would say, you know, definitely let's try and work out as hard. I've always been your biggest fan. I will always be your biggest fan. And,
Thank you.
And I would, I've changed my diet 1,000 times, over it. And I will continue to change my diet and support you in everything that because I remember when you went through a program way back in the days and you lost like 30 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit.
That was the HGG. Was it HGG? No, HGC. HGC. Yeah, it's where I had to inject myself with the pregnancy hormone. And it was 6 months. And literally I had to measure out how much meat I ate. So it was like 6 ounces of meat.
You was on point. Yeah, on point and on purpose.
I couldn't put any oil, like literally I didn't even use lotion. I only used olive oil because the oil I couldn't the oil and lotion, which is a trip, right? Like there's oil and lotion that you absorb into your skin which contributes to your fat. Like I was like, wait, what? So yeah, I was very on purpose then, and at that point that's when I really I lost about 30, almost 40 pounds, and from there it was like, okay, there's no going back.
So that's to me, that's the thing why, when you take in consideration people that will just go get it cut out versus people that will do that research, because think about it, at the end of the day, it's instant gratification, right? It's like, all right, if I got the cash, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. If I don't have the cash, I'm gonna do some research, or not scratch that from the record. Let's not say it. Don't make cash the thing, but cash is a component.
Yeah, it is.
Right, but at the end of the day, is I could do research and find out that lotion adds to the fat. There's other things that add to the fat, and I'm gonna be super lean and get results that way. And it's gonna take me 6 weeks to 6 months to get those results.
True, but then there's also those like, okay, so you worked out your best self, right? And your best self, you don't like your ass, right? You don't have an apple bottom ass and you really want one, or that famous BBL, right? Like you want a BBL, like, or even just
one. You want an even BBL. You don't want the botched.
Go to the right places.
You don't want it botched.
Or you just want a BL, right? Just a big booty, or just a BB, just a big booty. And perhaps like your body frame just doesn't do that. You know what I mean? Like your mama ain't have a big booty, your daddy ain't have a big booty, you ain't got your mama's booty, you ain't got your daddy's booty. You do have your mama booty.
I hope you don't have your daddy's booty. If your daddy got a booty, goddamn.
We see people and I say, oh, he got his daddy booty. I mean, he got his mama booty.
Yep. I've heard you say that.
But so, or you do the work and you don't have breasts. I mean, I've dealt with I know me personally, my experience when I was a bigger girl, my bra size was a lot bigger. And my breasts were a lot bigger because they're fat, right? Well, once I lost the weight, my breasts went significantly smaller, right?
Yep.
And it's like, oh, that's when that's the first time I actually started kind of flirting with maybe getting a boob job, because I was like, an augmentation maybe, because I lost all this weight and I really did like my breasts the way that they looked.
Me too.
When they were where they were, right? And so then for them to go smaller, it was kind of like, wait, what happened, right?
Yeah.
So that, maybe it's not so, I mean, it's all vain, right? It's like, but it's how you want to look.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's funny, if we was thinking about this and we probably do it, we could show a picture of when me and you went to Dominican Republic.
Oh yeah, right. I said I was gonna make that my screensaver.
Yeah, so
I need to.
So when you and I went to the Dominican Republic, and our engineer Trev, we'll send him these photos, and if he could throw it in, it'll be great. If not, no worries. But when we was in the Dominican Republic, that was us. Like that was us when we first got together. That was who we are. That was how we were. And then we went to Cancun. And Cancun was probably it was 8 years later, like 7 or 8 years later. Completely different humans. Like we look like little two pencils.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then now you look at us today, and we're like in between.
We are in the middle.
Yeah. So I think one of the things for me, that concerned me in you thinking about this process was just the unknowns, right? It's like, going under a knife. You never want to go under a knife if you don't have to, but I get it. Nowadays, a lot of the stuff the stuff is so natural, like they do it no problem. And then you was even thinking about doing it down in Mexico, right? Which I feel like doing it in Mexico is better than doing it here in the United States. Definitely. Well, cheaper. And I feel like down in Mexico, they kind of take it more serious. You know what I mean? I feel like they do things on purpose down there.
That's legit.
So those are some of the things, right? And then of course, what the long term effects are, because back in the days, granted, and that's what sucks is like back in the days, you had silicone, you had all these different types, right? And then there was issues, but now of course it got better. So of course today it's much better than it was back then. But the trip out of all that is it's not a regular thing for men to do or talk about. Like why men don't have these different surgeries.
And men do, they just don't talk about it. That's the real shit. They do it. They just don't talk.
Back to what whoever you talked to said that why they hate social media. Like you don't see that on social media. It's like dudes literally just, I mean, granted, dudes do other shit like steroids and all that shit.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean they get their pecs done now, and you know what I mean. Like they get their dick extended a bit. Like what? There's all kind of stuff. Yeah,
dick extended.
Yeah,
can we say that? Yeah. We might have to scratch that.
I mean, if I could get bigger titties, come on. Like, how come I can say bigger titties, but I can't say a bigger dick like that? Come on now.
I get it.
I mean, sure, you can get your vagina rejuvenated as well, right? I mean, that's a thing. So I mean, why not? So if women want to get their coochies fixed, and men want to get something to wreck it again. Yeah.
1,000%. It's divide and conquer. Yeah. Right? It's like who's going to be the winner?
But I just want to get it fixed so you can break it.
The trip is there's marketing for that. Like there's billboards that says reconstruction, right? But you don't see that from men. Yeah. Like even like going, like we talked about going down to Mexico. There's billboards talking about how to do the surgeries and all this stuff, but you don't really see dudes on that. And in any circles that I'm in. And I'm in a lot of different circles. Like my circle is very wide and vast, right? So very vast. So it never comes up as a topic. And I don't even know how I would respond if somebody said, "Yo, I'm about to go get these abs tomorrow. About to go get these pecs."
And what they're never gonna say is a dick extended.
No dude would ever say. No dude would ever say, "Yeah, I got that extension, homie."
I worked in the medical field, and I know only one man who got it extended. I'm
not gonna even go ask that conversation.
I know more than one man, but not personally. But I know they have to actually put it on the sheet. So that's the only reason I knew.
They have to write it down. Damn. Well, that's HIPAA.
Yep.
Right.
So I can't say, but it happens. That's all I know. It happens. That's all I'm gonna say. It happens.
That's a trip. And unfortunately, because of ego, right? Men will never have that conversation. But women, I mean, granted, you could tell when a woman had a job because it's like, oh damn, you got your breasts is looking good.
It looks really natural. You're like,
your BBL's looking good.
Yeah.
But for a dude, it's like, oh, your extension is looking well. How's it healing?
No one knows except for the exes. That's it. Only your exes. You'd be like, wait, what? This was not the way it was last time.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.
That's funny.
So I can't say I'm glad that you changed your mind. I wouldn't say like there's no, because even if you change your mind today, you change it again, whatever it is. Like I said, I understand why you even had the thought of doing it was because of the surgery and getting back into who you were, as athletic as you were, and I understand how big of a deal it is. I'm always going to support you, but my thing is you got to ask the why. Like, what's the why? And if it's truly for who you want to be and your goals and where you want to be, then I stand next to you in all of that, and I would never judge you. I would never judge you on any of that. And if you talk to 75% of the people, or 100% of the people, 75% say, "Don't you ever do that," or whatever, fuck them. You know what I mean?
Do what makes you happy.
Exactly.
I love it. My quote is exercise is poor man's plastic surgery. So
God. I must be poor.
Ooh, because like you alluded to in the beginning, you're like, well, if you got the money, right? If you got the money, just do it, right? Like, well, if you don't have the money, you got to exercise. So just exercise, just do that,
1,000%. And like I said, I support you in everything, but when something's a bad idea, I'm gonna definitely tell you
that's a bad idea, right? As human beings, we all have insecurities, right? That affect our confidence and our self-image. The ability to do something that makes us feel better about ourselves, such as plastic surgery, is definitely something I see as self-love. So if it makes you feel better, and it makes you feel good about yourself, do it. Don't feel bad about it. Don't care about what people say. Do your research. Go to a good surgeon. I made, mention of going to Mexico. I really did look up the surgeon that I was going to go to. And they were pretty badass. I looked up their previous work. I did the research. Do the research. Don't just go get some blotched job. And make sure it's something that you truly want. Not your partner, not your kids, you. Make sure it's something you can look yourself in the mirror and actually want for yourself.
That's dope. My key takeaway in what you just said was self-love.
Yeah.
So hashtag self-love.
Hashtag self-love.
This is Lyfe and Shyt.
Lyfe and Shyt.
I love
you.
Do us a favor. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. Leave a review. Let us know what your thoughts are. That's the only way that this show is going to be successful. And we appreciate you. Talk with you next time.